Good afternoon, third grade. This is Mr. Rifle with you. I bet none of you know what this wood object is called. We've talked about it before. It's more than one side. They're all equal and the same, but it's not the same as looking at it from the top where it just looks like a square. It is a cube. We're going to learn how to draw one of these today. I want you to think of it like a hexagon or an octagon. No, a hexagon. Hexagon, not octagon. Octagon's 8 sides. This is 6-sided. What we're going to do is take two of these shapes, make an octagon, right? Or a hexagon. I keep saying octagon. I don't know why I keep saying octagon. Octagon means 8. How are these going to become a cube? Well, if I take 3 parallelograms and I put them together using pattern blocks, this makes a cube shape. You notice if I leave a little space in between, it definitely does. What we're going to do today on a piece of paper, or in your sketchbook, I probably should say, to do a practice since I'm not there. I'm just going to do this on a small piece of paper so you get the idea. We're going to create a cube. I would start out with your hexagon going, not hexagon, Mr. Rifle. Parallelogram. I must be tired. This is Friday night. I've been working all day. My brain's not working. And we're going to trace that. I have a bucket of these over on by the paper where they used to keep the paper. I'm going to move them to the tool table so you guys can find them. You're only going to need one at a time to trace. I have plenty for everybody. See how it's creating almost 2 sides of the cube right now. I'm going to put this one here and do the same thing. In order for us to see this as a cube, we need to think about shading. I always leave the top of my cube the lightest, so I'm going to leave it white. And then I'm going to shade just one side here, more of a gray value. We did a value scale prior to fall break. So I think you guys have an idea what that's all about. We've been doing some shading when we did our spheres last week, because we did a pumpkin last week that actually was a sphere, as far as in concept. And then we're doing our cube today, and then we did a sphere before that as a portrait. So we're just moving on to another form, which is called a cube. M.C. Escher used these cubes in his staircase painting that you're going to see on your canvas. I'm just going to make this a little darker on this side just so it really stands out. I think the pencil I have, I really need a different pencil because it's not doing a very good job. I'll lay my pencil on the edge and maybe I can get a darker value. Then I would take my Q-tip, which you know they're on the tool table, and blend that in. But I want for you to be successful today. I'd like for you to have 6 cubes stacked. What I'm going to do is change the direction here. I'm going to make it the same as the top one here. It's obviously going off my paper, but that's not a concern. It's okay if you go off the paper. That makes the composition more interesting. Then I got to decide which way do I make this parallelogram become a cube. Is that making a cube that way? It will if I put 3 tops here and then have 3 cubes going down where there's just 1 cube on top of the one. But I've decided I'm going to make this just be 3 cubes. And then I can keep adding to it from there. Just got to be careful as you trace that your parallelogram doesn't move and that you're in control of your pencil. Now I can make one go this direction where I would just have 3 cubes and this would be just a side of a cube. But I'm going to make it go this direction. Same direction as that, just opposite to the opposite side. Oops, I overlapped that a little too much. Wasn't watching what I was doing very well. No, it's still fixable. We don't have to throw our paper away just because we make a mistake. And then this one is going to go down in this direction. Sorry, my fingers don't want to bend right now. having some arthritis issues. Okay, and this one would fit in this area, which gives us 3 cubes, stack one on top of the other. Then I just have to decide where my values are. Because this one's my darkest one, I think this one logically should be my darkest one. We're just doing this with value today, just so you get the concept. And like I said, I'd like for you to have 6 cubes stacked up. This is only 3. So I can do this in different ways. I can continue moving down, or I can move out, or I can have them stair stacked. I have to decide that. Then this one would be my dark one on this one. And this third cube. I hope that's making sense to you since I'm not there. But you can watch this video again and replay it. Get a better idea of what I'm expecting from you. But I think this gives you somewhat of an idea. Again, this is only 3. Like I said, I would like for you to have 6 to get your A for the day. And I know you guys can do that. And I will be back on Tuesday to see you guys. Unfortunately, I just have to go to a doctor's appointment again. So thank you guys.